I think we saw that earlier a little bit, but we're going to go take a look at a supplies sourcing event. I have a list of all my sourcing events, and then I get the sourcing event itself. Raindrop uses a 5-step process. Step number 1 is drafting up an event. Step number 2 is to RSVP, so your bidders could come in, and you see a little tooltip. We will send auto reminders should you want them to be able to be set up. Here's the Q&A. That'll be set up right there. That's when we're expecting to receive questions. Responses are due back on this date, and when you plan on closing that project out. Your internal stakeholders could be listed right here. Super simple to add them. Just click on the pen. Here's the email that will actually be received by your bidders. You could type as much as you want. Any qualification scorecard you choose to do. Let's go take a look at this qualification scorecard that we decided to add for this event. I have 4 sections. Section 1, 2, 3 is vendor management, and 4 is account management. Questions could be yes or no. They could be free form text, 1 through 5, or yes, no, negative, where no is the preferred response. These are entirely configurable. You'll see here on version 14. You could clone these as well to do instant scorecard templates as well. Makes things a lot easier to move forward. Once you draft your event and add your lots, I have lot number 1. I have 2 total lots right here, and lot number 2. Well, I could use this and load these lots by doing it on a spreadsheet, or I could do it in Raindrop itself. That's up to me, of course. Everything in Raindrop's sourcing event happens on this one page. The days of going from page to page to page where you lose things when you go backspace, those are all over. Everything here happens in these 5 steps on one page. So if I want to send this out to these providers, I could see who's received it. I could see that they've signed my non-disclosure agreement, my terms and conditions. They've agreed to it digitally. They've responded, yes, they want to bid. This person hasn't. I could see that they've bid on auction number 1 and lot number 2. This person has not responded to either lot. And because we really believe in evidence-based sourcing, I can see when they were invited and when they viewed it. If I want to add a new business, super simple. Just go ahead and add another supplier and off they go. The qualification scorecard is going to come back from your bidders, bidder 1, bidder 2, bidder 3, bidder 4, etc. And you can see their scores. Here down at the bottom, this is the qualitative component of the respective questions that you sent out in your questionnaire to ask your bidders. Question and answer, announcement. Sharpen your pencils. Bids are due 5 p.m. tomorrow. And I could send that blasted out to everybody. We could also have questions come in from the bidders. Can we extend by 30 minutes? And I'm going to say, no, sorry, we cannot. I can make that a public response by clicking on this radio button so everybody's going to be able to see that. Or I could just have a one-on-one answer, and it's not public. Bid responses come back in from your providers, any documents you might have asked them for, and they can resubmit those documents back to you. And if I approve that document, I just hit a thumbs up. But more importantly is the pricing is going to come back in. Lot number 1 had 1,000 line items in that bill of material. Lot number 2 had 20 line items in that bill of material. You'll be able to see the highest and the lowest of the inventory from every one of the bidders. You'll be able to see what the lowest price is and whether or not they bid on what percentage of the total. In this case, they bid on 100% of the line items. Raindrop also takes and stacks up all of the lowest pricing, and we put it right here in the low bids column. That allows you to understand the floor opportunity for the entire inventory of goods. We also will allow you to do award scenarios. And these award scenarios is where the powerful expressive bidding AI is going to come in. It's the feedback that comes to your bidders and tells them your price was high, 5%, 10%, 100%, 1%, whatever it happens to be that you designate you want to give that guidance on either per line item basis or on the full lot basis. So I could tell this bidders that they're high on this price for this one product, or I could tell them they're high on everything for the entire lot. Once the system scattergrams all of the different pricings that I've asked to optimize by price or coverage. I can pull up all these different ways of looking at it. Maybe by price, 2 suppliers, I could get 100% of the inventory, but I'm spending $781,000. Maybe I'm willing to have more suppliers and then can save more money. Once I hit save, that will allocate them out. And it will tell me that I have this supplier gets this many dollars worth, this many dollars worth, and et cetera, et cetera. For the total, now I have $566,000 across my 1,000 line item bill of materials. We could also, in the second bill of materials, see the same thing. You see the savings here, by the way, versus average, savings versus the first quote, savings versus maybe you want to see incumbent supplier. So, am I saving money against how I was spending money today? Are these new bids going to show that I'm saving? Or maybe you have a different baseline that you're constructing. Or you want to see the total average of savings across all of the lots. You could do that too. What I want to see also is the bid history coming in, evidence-based sourcing. In this particular case, I have all these different bidders. Many different bids came in. Let's take a look at this company. They had bid 1, bid 2, bid 3, 4, and 5 over these different dates. Bid number 1 came in at about $3 million. Bid number 2, et cetera, until they came down to this dollar amount. And this will show you across your bill of materials how they came in from starting at $50 all the way to $9.50 for these 546 items of this respective item. Evidence-based sourcing is really important. And the expressive bidding functionality is going to give that feedback to your bidders and tell them you're high on that price and you need to come down by X% if you're interested in trying to win this business. That system will provide guidance to your bidders and create cost compression to help save money. You could then have your internal stakeholders do an evaluation, and they could say, I give this a 1 out of 5 or a 5 out of 5 or whatever the case may be. The summary total will average according to your different users, and you can make your own decisions based on however you want to take the internal stakeholders' feedback on a per supplier basis. Then, of course, we're going to close that sourcing event out, and I could have different award messages for who wins, for who loses, send an email to them, and then I could say I'm going to send it out to this person, and off it goes. And then I'll submit that for approval if I'd like, or summarize it with AI. And there you have it. That's Raindrop sourcing events. Let's